Flirting with your crush can leave you feeling like you're on cloud 9 in rom-com heaven. It's basically a language all its own, and just like spoken languages, flirtatious subtleties can often get lost in translation. That begs a simple question: why? Flirting can be especially difficult to decipher when you're interacting with a new person whom you don't know well. Since there is no foundation to reference, it may inhibit our ability to accurately detect an increase in flirty behavior. Licensed clinical psychotherapist Dr. Heather England explained, "Flirting is very nuanced and can be easily overlooked, especially if the person is a stranger, because if you don't know them well enough, you can miss the behavioral cues that they are flirting with you. For instance, maybe there's someone at the gym who you've begun having regular interactions with, a barista who seems to care about all the details of your day, or even a stranger you hit it off with on the bus. These are classic scenarios that send us home wondering, was there something there, or was I just imagining things? In uncertain instances like this, we often leave without moving the situation toward romance because we're second-guessing things. Unless you or the other party is explicit in wanting to pursue a date, there's no surefire way to pick up on cues, especially in the moment."
I doubt you'd never ask.
What are you doing?
What? You said good morning.
I say good morning to everybody.
Some people are naturally flirty without realizing it. According to relationship counselor Sam Holmes, flirting and friendliness can often go hand in hand, blurring the lines between the two. Friendly people naturally possess warmth and engaging conversation skills, which can be mistaken for flirtation. Something as simple as remembering small details about you, always smiling when you're around, or a compliment are all acts of friendliness that can easily be confused for flirting. Confusing friendliness for flirting is so common that it is frequently a theme in movies and shows. In an episode of The King of Queens, for example, Doug is convinced that a waitress is extremely flirty towards him and has a crush on him. She remembers his order, leaves notes on his checks, and even goes as far as asking his friend Deacon about him. Come to find out, Doug eventually sees that the waitress gives all of her customers the same treatment as him, and soon realizes she wasn't flirting with him after all.
Okay, now she's laughing with an ugly guy. What the hell is this crap?
The context and setting of the interaction are two especially important components to consider when deciphering if someone is actually flirting or just being friendly. People who work in the service industry are encouraged to be kind and inviting because they're representing a business and hoping to win returning customers. Holmes emphasized, "It's important to consider the context, body language, and overall intentions before jumping to conclusions."
I gotta go honey roast.
The hell is that? Don't say it like it's something we know.
It's a roast, except you say nice things about me. Honey roast.
There are also people out there who flirt simply to get an ego boost and validation, without any intention of pursuing anything romantically. This behavior doesn't just apply to singles either. It can even apply to those who are already in committed relationships. According to relationship counselor Sam Holmes, sometimes people who are already in committed relationships may engage in harmless flirting without any intention of infidelity. Flirting can serve as a confidence booster or a way to playfully interact with others. However, it doesn't necessarily indicate a desire to pursue something beyond harmless banter. Dating apps and social media have drastically changed flirting by making it more easily accessible than ever before. To make matters even more confusing, in a study conducted by LendEDU, 44.44% of millennials use dating apps for confidence-boosting procrastination. Dating apps are a great quick fix to fulfill flirting needs without any commitment, but this may come at the expense of the other person's time. So if you're ever wondering why the person you've been talking to on a dating app always seems to be busy or never asks you on a date, it's possible they were only chatting for an ego boost. Technology has given us the luxury of finding partners through dating apps, the ability to slide into each other's DMs, and the ease of low-stakes communication via text. However, it has also made flirting slightly more confusing. Dating expert Chris Gillis even went as far as describing today's dating as a flirtation black hole. There are so many technological tools that have become commonplace for flirting, so it's no wonder we're getting our wires crossed. Gillis explained, "In the digital age, where emojis, GIFs, and memes reign supreme, flirting has taken on an entirely new form. It's a treacherous battlefield where one misplaced winky face can transform an innocent chat into a hotbed of confusion." Something as simple as responding to someone's Instagram story with a fire emoji can be considered a way of flirting, or commenting with a heart eye emoji reaction on a new Instagram photo can also be received as romantic interest, even if that was not the intention. Either way, it's recommended that we avoid subtlety when it comes to flirting. The best method for making your interest known is communicating in person, and by explicitly using the word date when asking someone out. In terms of flirting, the cultural spectrum is rather polarized, so we might need to look into how people flirt in different parts of the world. According to relationship counselor Sam Holmes, flirting norms and cues can vary across cultures and even regions. What may be seen as flirting in one context could be perceived as simply being polite in another. It's crucial to be mindful of cultural differences when interpreting flirting behaviors, as what may seem obvious in one culture might be subtle or even non-existent in another. For example, in Iranian cultures, it is not advised to show public displays of affection. Instead, this is usually done in private. Conversely, in Spanish cultures, it is often women who make the first move and do the flirting as opposed to men. Nonverbal cues such as eye contact, smiling, and physical touch are also forms of flirting that vary widely across different cultures. So instead of being a sign of romantic interest, friendly or flirty-seeming body language may just be the norm in that culture's communication style.